Assessment for learning is not bolted on, it's built into the learning. It is or should be an intrinsic part of the learning process. Further, it supports that learning process. Now, for a more challenging idea, assessment for learning is a teaching and learning strategy in itself, and the model I want to show you can even be called assessment as learning, but more of that later. One more characteristic, and this has important pedagogical consequences. Assessment for learning is a learner-led process. Now, I feel compelled at this point to warn you that I may now be preaching sedition. What I have to say about real assessment for learning could change the whole way you think about teaching and learning, and some of you may find that what you were taught during initial teacher ed is now being challenged. However, that said, let's continue. Let's start to look at the processes within assessment for learning, which runs in parallel to the process of learning. And I want to emphasize the first step. Monitoring may seem so obvious as to not warrant discussion. However, can you always know that every learner is actually engaging with the learning activity? No engagement means no learning. No engagement and the whole learning process collapses. That's how crucial it is. And it's not surprising that Ofsted want to be certain that all the learners in a group are actively engaged in learning. Okay, evaluation. Evaluation is not so much about wanting to know that learning is happening. It's more about wanting to know how the learning is proceeding, how the learners are getting on. Are they getting on, or indeed are they getting stuck somewhere? So it's that process of making sure that we know when a learner is getting blocked, when it happens, not a day later or a week later or even longer. So reviewing. Reviewing is the process of taking stock of the accuracy of the learner's process, the accuracy of the learner's understanding of what they're learning. It's about supporting any issues that have risen during learning, and it's about reinforcing, validating the progress that has been made. Now, goal setting naturally flows from this when we agree what the next steps need to be, and it's important in the assessment for learning model of this that goals are set which actually motivate the learners, and a lot of that is to do whether it is meaningful in relation to